All right, the next part of section 2.5 is dealing with linear cost, revenue, and profit functions. We will be looking at these issues as well in Math 129 if you have to take that class. And it'll be a little more complicated because they will not be linear. They'll be exponential of some sort. And we'll be able to use calculus, of course, in that class. So we'll be able to work with these in more depth. But with that being said, you still need to know some basic information. And so C, that the function C is the total cost of manufacturing. R, revenue function. Okay, revenue is money, what? Money coming in from the sale of something. Revenue is money coming in from the sale of something, whereas cost is money going out. Cost is, what the company has to put up to pay for the lease or pay for, the materials being used or pay for the heating, the gas, the electric bill, whatever. Okay. P is the difference between revenue and cost. All right. So this is a little bit more information on that. Again, this is already posted in the notes. You could just, download this, print it out, whatever. But usually there are two different types of cost. Fixed cost might be, you have to pay a rental fee every month to, use the warehouse, whatever. Variable costs might be, the cost of raw materials fluctuate based on the market. So that's just one example. What you really want to get out of this to highlight the most important part of this page is right here. You have to know that profit is equal to revenue minus cost, period. Profit. Okay, how much money you actually have at the end of the day, okay, at your company, whatever, is equal to revenue. That's money coming into the company minus cost. Cost is money going out of the company. Okay. So let's look at this basic example. All right. Okay, so a manufacturer has a monthly fixed cost of $40,000 and a production cost of $8 for each unit produced. Okay, you can't just produce something for free. It's going to cost you a certain amount of money to produce whatever it is, whatever the commodity is. Okay, the product sells for $12 a unit. Okay, so you can see right there the difference here anyway would be $4. $4 is how much money you'd be making in profit. All right. Anyway, what is the cost function? So the cost function is going to be C of x. Okay, cost as a function of x, where x is the number of units sold. X is the number of units sold. So what is the cost function? Okay, well, 8, right, dollars times x, okay? And that's going to be added to what? The fixed, so this is variable cost. And we're going to add that to the fixed cost of $40,000. So there's your cost model. All right. So what's the revenue model? Well, the revenue model, the function R of x is going to be equal to 12x. Okay. 12x. There's your revenue model. And then profit, I'll do profit down below here. Profit, P of x, again, is equal to what? Revenue minus cost. So it's 12x, that's your revenue, minus whatever C of x is equal to. So C of x is this linear function. And so profit is equal to what? Well, if you distribute the negative through, you get what? 12x minus 8x, that's what? 4x, okay? And then what? Minus 40,000. So there is your profit model. Now, notice that if you don't sell anything here, starting with no sales whatsoever, X, you get negative 40,000. So you're going to start in the hole. All right, you're going to start in what's called the red. Okay, you have to sell a certain number, right, in order to get out of the red into what's called the black. So you're making a profit. Okay, so, and we could obviously figure that out. I mean, you could just, if you wanted to see where you break even here with profit, you can let this be equal to 0, and then you could solve for X. But anyway, we're not asked to do that here. So let's go on to letter D. Compute the profit or loss corresponding to the production levels of 8,000 and 12,000 units. So all we have to do for letter D is, first of all, look at how much profit we will have or will we not have with the production level or sales of 8,000 units. Okay, So that just means you replace every X with 8,000. And what do we get? So that's 32,000, right? Minus 40,000. So that's what? That's actually negative $8,000, what that means. So guys, this is a loss. That's a loss. All right. So just producing this number of X units of whatever the commodity is will result in a net loss in profit. You got to sell more than this to make a profit. Let's see what happens with what? 12,000, right? 12,000. Well, same idea. Wherever you see an X, you're going to replace it with now 12,000. And so in this particular case, now you have 48,000. Ooh, there we go. Sorry about that. 48,000 minus 40,000 is now a positive, right? 8,000. So this is definitely a gain in profit. Okay? All right. Again, if you have any questions or concerns on anything we're looking at here today, make sure you email me or ask me in class, face-to-face instruction. Very exciting. All right, the last topic of discussion here in section 2.5 is break-even point. I did allude to this just a moment ago. That is when the revenue is equal to cost. So when total cost is equal to revenue, you have what is called the break-even point. There is the break-even point. All right. In calculus, you'll learn more about this area and also about this area. But for now, all you have to do to figure out the break-even point is let cost equal revenue and then solve for X. All right. That's the process. So here we go. All right. Find the break-even point for the firm whose cost function C and the revenue function R are given. So what do? We let revenue equal cost, cost equal revenue, whatever. So we set these two functions equal to one another, and then we solve for X. All right. So I'm going to subtract 2/10 X from both sides. And that'll give me what? 2/10 X equaling 120. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2/10. And so therefore X now is what? X is equal to, well, 120 divided by 2/10, 600, I believe. Yes, 600. Okay. So this really means that this firm, in order to break even, needs to manufacture, needs to produce, needs to sell 600 units of whatever the product is. Okay, so what is the actual break-even revenue or break-even outcome from this? Well, let's see. How would we figure that out? Well, all you have to do is plug this back into revenue. So R of this, right? This number of units, 600 units, is going to be equal to what? What's called your break-even revenue. So this X should not be an X. This should be a what? This should be 600. Okay, there we go. Very good. So what's 4/10 times 600? That is 240. All right, so your break-even point is going to be 600, 240. This 600 is the number of units that this firm should be manufacturing, okay? Should be selling, all right? In order to get that break-even revenue of $240, all right? If you have any questions on anything, please, again, feel free to reach out to me or ask during class. Don't be shy, okay? Hope you're hanging in there. Hope you're doing well. Take care now. Bye-bye then.